What's going on, you guys? Ray here, and welcome back to another video. So you guys, I am extremely excited about today's video because we got a brand new list of balance changes coming to the game, and I gotta say, there are a lot of changes in this one, so we have a lot to cover. However, I am extremely excited. There are so many unique changes, so many unique buffs, so many unique nerfs, and I hope you guys are excited as well. Before we jump into that, I just want to say, make sure you guys are really analyzing this balance change. I know I said this previously in other videos, but really take the time to dig down and make sure you understand what's going to happen in the current meta after this balance change. It's really going to help you guys trophy push and gain those trophies. So there are going to be nerfs to certain brawlers that are overpowered right now in the game, so I really don't want to see you guys tilt with certain brawlers. So with that being said, you guys, following the balance change analysis, we're going to be jumping into a gameplay with my favorite change, my favorite buff coming from this balance change. So hopefully you guys are excited. Let's jump on into it. Alright, you guys, so jumping into it, let's start off with the Brawlers changes first because they're first on the list. Before we do that, I just want to say props to the Brawl Stars team for having an incredibly balanced game. I feel like it was pretty balanced beforehand, and this is going to even make it more balanced. I'm excited to see what this game is going to come of in the future. Really excited. So let's jump into it. So Colt is first. Colt is very versatile and has a high use rate across all game modes. Decreasing his range separates him from other long-range brawlers, making him more of a medium-range DPS. Additionally, his star power was too strong. So Colt, a little bit of a nerf again. He got a nerf a few weeks ago, so make sure you guys are paying attention to this. His decreased main attack range from 10 to 9, and his star power speed increase changed from 100 to 50. So if you guys have maxed out Colt, I'm sure you guys got used to lining up your shots with his speed, so it's going to be a little bit of a difference. So make sure you guys bring him into practice mode or friendly battles to practice with him. Also, his range is going to be a big difference. He's going to be more of a mid-range brawler, so make sure you guys are practicing with him before trophy pushing. Next is Daryl, you guys, and I'm actually really excited about this one. So Daryl had a low use rate in high trophy games and was a little too weak compared to the other tanky brawlers, which I have noticed, and I'm sure you guys have noticed too. Daryl couldn't really be up on par with the Primo and Bull. I feel like he was good, but he's not up there with them. So this little increase actually is going to help him out a lot. So increased health from 4,600 to 5,000, and increased main attack damage per shell from 320 to 360. So this is actually a pretty big change. He's going to be doing a lot of damage. Note that he does shoot twice, so he's going to be doing quite a bit of damage, and he has a pretty big health buff. So I'm excited to see what Dale is going to be doing in the future of the game. Alright, moving on to Bo. So this health buff should emphasize his role as a ranged mini tank. Increased health from 3,200 to 3,600. Now guys, believe it or not, Bo used to be a tankier brawler. He used to be close to on par with Bull and Primo. So I'm really liking how they're bringing back some of his health. I feel like he doesn't do enough damage. He does a lot of damage with his mines, but not enough poke damage to be such a low brawler in health. So I like how they're making him more of a tanky unit. I feel like it's going to help him out a lot. Next, moving on to Dynamite. So I feel like Dynamite's change is actually pretty good. Dynamite is going to be really good in the current meta. He gets a big change. So Dynamite was a bit underwhelming compared to Barley, and his Dynamites are harder to land on enemies compared to Barley's bottles. The damage buff should make him more viable. So increased main attack damage per Dynamite from 720 to 800. So huge damage increase. I'm really excited to see how Dynamite is going to be played. I feel like he's going to be really popular in the current meta. So next, moving on to El Primo. El Primo was a bit weak compared to Bull, and his health buff should compensate for his short range and emphasize his role as the tank with the highest health. So increased health from 5,800 to 6,000. So not a huge health increase. However, they are kind of trying to distinguish that Primo has the most health. He's the main tank. They don't want Bull to get too close to El Primo because Bull has more range than Primo. So I really agree with this one as well. Moving on to Jessie. So Jessie, her short range combined with low health leaves her a little bit weak. The star power and health buff should help her keep the advantage when her turret is up and running. So Jessie is getting a little bit of buff. I'm excited about this one. Increased health from 2,800 to 3,200. So quite a bit of health buff. I'm excited to see what's going to come of Jessie in the future. She was very underwhelming before this balance change, so I'm excited. Increased star power healing from 600 to 800. I'm excited about this one as well. I feel like Jessie's going to have a better role in games now because there was such an emphasis on the tanks before this update, which I'm sure there's going to be even more of an emphasis because Daryl's getting a buff, Primo's getting a buff, but I feel like Jessie couldn't hold her own against the tanks. So hopefully this increase to her star power with her turret is going to help her at least stand a chance against them. I hope Jessie will have some sort of role in the current meta now, but I'm not sure. We'll see. Next is Nita. Nita's short range and low health made her a bit too weak. These changes should allow her to be played more aggressively, which is awesome. Increased health from 3,400 to 3,800. Increased star power healing from 200 to 300. Increased bear speed from 500 to 550. Now, I feel like Nita is getting a great buff in this one. She's getting a good amount of health to her character, which she was already a mid-range brawler, which she has a little bit more health than most brawlers, but not a crazy amount. But she can be a little bit more scrappy with this health increase. She has a little bit more wiggle room to take some damage from the other brawlers. So I'm excited about this one. The increased star power healing I feel like isn't that crazy big of a deal. I myself don't have her star power unlocked. I feel like it's going to be a nice touch. It's not going to make her overpowered, I don't believe. But now her third one. Increase bear speed from 500 to 550. I feel like this one's going to help her out a lot. The bear, in my opinion, is good for defense, good for tanking, good for pinning brawlers off in certain spots. However, it's not very good for attacking. So maybe this will push Nita's bear into that more attacking range, making her more aggressive like they state in her text, in her little bio. So I'm excited to see what this is going to do. Let's move on to Poco. Guys, Poco got a buff. I'm excited about this one. Poco, he had a lower use rate in high trophy games. These buffs should bring him back into the mix. That's awesome to hear. So decrease reload time from 2 seconds to 1.8, increased star power healing from 200 to 300. So the reload speed doesn't seem like a lot, but you guys, reload speed is very, very small, the changes, but it makes a big difference. So 2 seconds to 1.8, you'll be able to see the difference there. I feel like Poco's going to be a little bit better. I feel like before he just didn't have that damage output. He had enough poke damage to keep brawlers back, but he doesn't have that kill potential. So hopefully the increase to his reload speed will help him to get his super more quickly and just be overall better in the game. I'm excited to see what Poco is going to be able to do. Now, Spike is going to be a monster in this update, guys. I feel like Spike was good beforehand, and he's getting an even bigger buff. So his reload speed time is from 2.2 seconds to 2 seconds. So this reload time buff should help compensate for Spike's shorter range and low health compared to other brawlers. So, like I said before, I feel like Spike was good before this update already, so Spike is going to be even better. No increases to his health or anything like that. I feel like Spike is a great damage output brawler with incredible area denial. So I feel like Spike is going to have a major role. He was already in really high competitive gameplay, being more of a support role, so I feel like Spike is going to be even more played. I'm excited to see how crushing Spike is going to be in this current meta. So Bull now, his previous buffs made him a little bit too overpowered. This should bring him back into the correct balance. So I'm sure you guys noticed this, and this is another one of those brawlers that I hope you guys take note of in this balance change, that you don't play with him the same exact way. Bull is going to be decreased or nerfed a little bit, so he's not going to be as good. So make sure all you Bull lovers that grinded him up after he was a little bit overpowered, make sure you're paying attention to this. Don't tilt with the Bull. I don't want you guys to tilt with Bull. So decreased health from 5,400 to 5,200. Star power now triggers from at 40% health from 50%. So the star power isn't going to be that big of a deal. I feel like I haven't gotten that much use out of the star power. It's a really cool star power, but it's not going to be that big of a deal. Now the decreased health also isn't that crazy, but it's going to be enough just to kind of take him down a notch. It's going to just take him down a notch, but I feel like Bull's still going to be pretty good. Just make note that he's going to be a little different. Okay, guys? Next, going on to Ricochet, by reducing his health, we can compensate for Ricochet's huge range and damage potential. Reduced health from 2,800 to 2,400. So Ricochet is going to be really squishy, you guys, after this one. So really make sure you're playing him maybe a little bit less aggressive than you would before this balance change. He's going to be a little bit different. This is another one of those brawlers. 400 health is a lot for a squishier brawler. So Ricochet is going to be a little bit taken off the pedestal a little bit. Now Pam is getting quite the big of nerf just because Pam was really incredibly good before this update. So Pam was nearly unstoppable in gem grab. These changes should make her more versatile across game modes and less dominant in smash and grab. The increased reload speed and decreased number of projectiles allow her to fire more often and adapt quickly. So Pam is getting both a nerf and a small buff. The nerf definitely compensates or outweighs the buff. But like they said before, they want to have Pam in other game modes. They want her to have a role in other game modes just other than smash and grab. So reduce health station healing per second from 360 to 320. Decreased healing stations health from 3,600 to 2,800. So as you can see, the healing station is definitely taking a hit. It's getting quite the big decrease. Even like the healing station's health is going way down. It's quite the big buff or nerf. And then the healing per second actually is going to make a big difference. So she's definitely not going to be as versatile in smash and grab, but that's okay. Increased health from 4,000 to 4,200. Amount of bullets in each attack changed from 11 to 9, which will make the attack quicker. Decreased reload speed from 1.6 to 1.2. So I like her little mini buffs to her attack. She's going to be able to reload a bit quicker. I feel like the buffs are going to be more fun. I feel like Pam is going to be a little bit more fun to use. Just not so overpowered in smash and grab. I want to see her in other game modes, so we'll see if that actually works. Now, guys, I don't know if this is going to be meta breaking. I'm sure it's not going to be, but I'm just excited. I love whenever they do buffs or nerfs to Mortis. I love to see what the Brawl Stars team is thinking about Mortis, just because I feel like Mortis is that pin in their side. Mortis is so hard to balance. Whenever a balance change comes out, either he is insanely overpowered in one game mode but extremely weak in another. Mortis is just one of those brawlers that is extremely tough, and I love what they did with this one. It's very unique and it's a really cool change. So our old friend Mortis was unstoppable in Brawl Ball. Our old friend, I'm sure he's really tough to balance, and it brings a couple headaches to the Brawl Stars team with Mortis. Alright, jumping right into it. So our old friend Mortis was unstoppable in Brawl Ball, while being somewhat ineffective in other game modes. Reducing his dash range and increasing his other stats should make him more balanced across modes. So I like what they're trying to do with all these brawlers. They're really trying to make them more playable in all the game modes. So they decreased his dash range, which is really cool. It's kind of a bad thing on his part, but the increase or the buffs to his other stats is really intriguing to me. So increased health from 2,800 to 3,200, increased damage from 640 to 800. So he's getting quite a big damage increase and health increase. So he's going to be really not super tanky, but he's going to fit into those mid-range brawlers that have a little bit more health than others, but not a crazy amount. But his damage is really good now. Increased speed from 650 to 700. So he's going to have increased movement speed, guys. So Mortis is getting back his movement speed. We'll see if this does anything to him. I'm excited to see. Now, his dash range is quite a bit less, so this might compensate for his increased movement speed. We'll see. Reduce main attack range from 300 to 3. Reduce main attack range from 3 to 2.33 tiles. So am I really excited about Mortis? I'm really excited to see what he's going to be doing in the game in the future. Like you guys know, Mortis is one of my favorite brawlers. So next, Barley. Barley had a very easy time hitting nearby enemies due to his bottles immediately exploding on contact compared to Dynamite's fuse. This should make him slightly less effective from a distance while distinguishing him from Dynamite. Decrease main attack projectile fly speed by 15%. Increase star power healing from 100 to 200. So guys, basically to take away from this, Barley is getting a nerf and Dynamite is getting a buff. Decrease main attack projectile fly 15% slower. So the decreased main attack projectile fly speed by 15% is actually going to be quite a big nerf in my opinion. I feel like Barley and Dynamite are going to be somewhat even now. I think Dynamite actually might pull a little bit above Barley just because I feel like that main damage and that decreased main attack attack projectile fly speed is actually going to be a big deal to him in game modes where he really is reliant on control, where you need to place bottles in a certain spot to keep brawlers back. So we'll see how this works out. I'm excited to see. Hopefully Dynamite can kind of take the gold. I feel like Barley has been the key lobber compared to the other two, or compared to Dynamite. So next is Crow, guys. Crow's getting a small nerf. Crow's a bit too fast in his assassinations. By decreasing his super jump speed will make him slightly easier to counter without reducing his other stats. So decrease super jump speed by 20%. So he's getting a little bit of a nerf to his super speed. Again, Crow is going to keep his base stats, so he's going to be just as good in that area. However, the assassination, like they say, is going to be a little less versatile. You can't just jump in, get him, run away. So Crow is going to be a little bit less impactful in games where he can make big plays. So I'm excited to see this. Crow is still going to be good, guys. Don't get me worried. It's not going to be that crazy big of a nerf to him. Next, Tara's getting a little buff. Tara's super damage was slightly too low. Increased super damage from 560 to 800. So this is not anything. I feel like Tara, her buffs or her nerfs, especially to her super, are not going to do a whole lot. Like I said before in previous videos, Tara's super is mainly for that utility. So the damage really doesn't mean a whole lot. It's just an added bonus. It's just a nice little touch to Tara if you like her even more. So next is Shelly. Shelly is very popular in high trophy games, and her star power was a bit too strong. So it decreased her star power slowdown from 3 to 2.5. So a little bit of a decrease. Shelly's still going to be good. Don't worry about that. Next, moving on to the event balances. So they actually did quite a bit. In Heist, increased viability of melee tanks like Bull and El Primo affected the meta and caused a slight advantage for attackers. Increased safe health in all maps except GG Corral. So this was definitely true. There were awesome strategies coming out with the tanks in Heist, and I really liked it. But it did favor the attackers. Again, I feel like Heist is one of those thorns in Brawl Stars sides. It's one of those game modes that's actually really tough to balance. If they do too much to it, the defenders get a little bit underpowered. If they do not enough, the attackers are way too overpowered. It's just an ongoing process, which I hope they get this down. The attackers were a little bit overpowered in this instance. Next, Robo Rumble, increased health of second and third boss. Map adjustments to make luring enemies bots together impossible. So they made Robo Rumble a bit harder, guys. I feel like the world records and the crazy times that everyone was putting up were kind of discouraging the actual game, where like they made it a little bit too easy, luring all the brawlers, especially after the high rounds. All you had to do is just wait for them all to get into a line and shoot them all. Don't get me wrong, it still is impressive what the people that set the records did, but it's going to be much harder now. So don't expect the record to be broken anytime soon right now. Now, Bounty and Smash and Grab, in certain maps, the meta has shifted towards favoring long-range brawlers. These adjustments will make the maps viable for close-range brawlers and allow for additional brawler combinations. So, level adjustments to Cabbage Patch, Mushroom Cave, Boombox, and Terracotta Square to be more short-range friendly. So, this is pretty cool. We're going to be seeing even more increase to those brawlers like Nita, Jessie. I feel like this is a great buff to just making the game overall balanced and fun to play. So, guys, those are the balance changes. I hope you guys are excited. Like I said before, really make sure you're paying attention to these balance changes. I want you guys to not tilt. Do not tilt. But my assessment, who I think are going to be really good right now, I really want to see Dynamite having a really good playability. I feel like Dynamite is going to be good in this update. I really want Jessie and Nita to get something out of this. I feel like those are the two brawlers that are always a little bit underwhelming compared to the other brawlers. I feel like Daryl is going to be pretty good after this balance change. I'm really excited to see with his attack range. I feel like that's going to be really good. Bo also, all the buffs are actually really interesting to me. Poco, I'm excited about that. But I think the key winner here, in my opinion, is Spike. Just because he got away with not getting a nerf in the slightest, he just got a small buff. And he was already good beforehand. So if you got Spike, congrats, guys. He's going to be really good. But the one I'm really excited for is Mortis. I'm just really excited to see what his attack speed or his running speed is going to do to him up in the game. I feel like I really hope he's going to have playability in all the game modes, which is what I want. I don't want him to have to grind up trophies in one specific game mode. I want him to be good in Bounty and in Smash and Grab and all the game modes. So really excited about that. So let's jump into a game with my most exciting brawler change in this balance change right now. Alright, you guys, so we're back here with some of my bandmates helping out in a video. We're going to be jumping into some friendly Smash and Grab just so you guys can see a bunch of different balance changes across the board. And I wanted to use Mortis, and Mortis did not fit into any of the game modes. He was really weak on all the game modes that are available in rotation right now. So we're going to jump into it and see what this balance change is all about. I've already got word from some of my bandmates that Dynamite is really overpowered in Heist, so I'm excited to see that. Let's see. Okay, I'm already sensing the decreased dash with Mortis. Doesn't seem like that big of a deal. Also, Bonebox has gotten a change. Very cool. Okay, so we're still kind of... I like the run speed. The run speed is actually a nice touch. So let's get in here and see what it does. Yes, guys. I feel like Mortis is going to be really good now. We'll see. Okay, so let's back off. Let's grab these suckers. Okay. Alright. Alright, let's take out Jesse there. Alright, let's get away. Guys, Mortis is really fun. If you guys have Mortis, make sure to give him a try. I know I've said before in previous videos that I'm really excited about run speed. Anything run speed, I really enjoy. Okay? Now, if Mortis had like a reload speed, oh my goodness, he would be crazy. But the dash, I'm not too angry about the dash. I'm noticing it's not that crazy bad. It's not anything dramatic, but here's a spike. Like I said before, I feel like Spike is going to be really good. So we got to be careful for him. Alright, taking him out though. Nice. Mortis is awesome, guys. He's doing a lot of damage. Alright, or maybe it's just the map. Bonebox is a really good map for him. He can be really sneaky throughout the whole thing. But I think with this increased movement speed, he's going to be even much easier to get around, navigate, get close to the other brawlers. Okay, let's go see who is... Okay, did they both die? Okay, we're just going to scoop these up. Just so we have one brawler with all of them. Okay. Alright. See, it's still enough to, like, make split decisions on the dash. But, as you guys can see, it is quite a big difference, in my opinion. He goes much slower. Okay, taking out Dynamite, but it is enough to screw up their movements or like where they're about to attack. It's still enough to screw with where they're going to attack. So guys, maybe Mortis will be my first brawler 500. We'll see. I like how he's playing right now. Alright, you guys, so that's going to be the video. I hope you all enjoyed it. Like I said before, I'm really excited about these balance changes. Any kind of changes to the game really gets me pumped up because I love this game so much. But like I said before, make sure you guys are studying these balance changes so you know exactly what is happening to them. Hopefully you got a good idea as to what's to come after this video. Make sure you guys are planning accordingly with your brawlers that you may have recently pushed up or things like that. So thank you guys for watching. If you did enjoy it, make sure to leave a like on it. Also comment below on what you're most excited for out of the balance changes. Who you think is going to be overpowered, who you think is going to be underpowered. I like to hear what you guys are thinking. So with that being said, you guys, make sure to keep having fun with Brawl Stars, and we'll see you in the next video. Peace.